Welcome to Pashua's Moment with Pastor Charles Kiyaga.
Yes, praise the Lord, brethren. We are back again on our program, the Pashua's Moment. And as always, your servant, Pastor Charles, I'm back again with this message. A message that reminds us of our high calling. A calling to walk with God. A calling to be co-workers with God. A calling to be God seekers. And I'm standing on your mountain, Zion Pashua's Prayer Mountain, a place that has been set apart and put aside for you to find a quiet place to go and be able to wait upon God, to hear God instruct, to hear God lead, to hear God guide, so that you can be a partner together with God. And as I've been telling you, we are going to have at the beginning of next Saturday actually will be our grand service, which happens during the second Saturday of every month. So our second Saturday for the month of September is going to be just the other day after tomorrow, Saturday after tomorrow. We are going to be camped here. We are going to spend a day in our service. I encourage you to come and be part of this service where we are firing ourselves, where we are, energizing and motivating ourselves to continue the pursuit. Sometimes you may say, but this whole thing of seeking, so I seek and I seek and I seek and I seek. So what is it all about? When you seek God, you don't remain idle. God empowers you that you become a co-worker with Him. You become, that ready tool that He can use to execute His will. You become that tool that He can use for His glory. This is the whole essence for this life that we live, a life of a God seeker. Yesterday we saw when God looked. God looked in Isaiah chapter 59 that there was something displeasing. And I said yesterday, there are so many things that are displeasing to God around even our own lives, even the lives of our immediate family, even of all those extended family, even those friends of ours. There are things that God looks at and is not pleased. So He was displeased that there was no justice in the earth. That was enough to make Him unpleased. Okay? But He expects that somebody would stand in the gap. And we saw that was Isaiah 59, verses 16 says, then He saw that there was no man and wondered that there was no intercessor. So when He sees something which displeases Him, He starts looking for an intercessor. Because the only way a negative situation will turn is when we stir up intercession, we are inviting heaven to intervene. Honestly, there are so many reasons why we should invite heaven. When you look at Uganda's situation, there is enough reason for us to intervene, for us to ask heaven to intervene. And then we become intercessors. God looks at a partner who is coming in to invite heaven to intervene. With all the evils that are happening around us, God wonders if there is no intercessor. Can you become that intercessor? Verses, we continue that there is no intercessor. Therefore, his own arm brought him salvation, and his own righteousness sustained him. Our prayer, our intercession can actually determine how God intervenes in a situation. It does determine how God intervenes. If we do not intercede, if we do not interject, if we don't come in to do something, still God cannot be shackled. God cannot be hindered. He will have a way to do. Not because that is the way He would want to do. He said His own arm sustained him. That is the arm of judgment. God doesn't want to judge, as I told you the other day. He wants to act in mercy. He wants to act with love. But the way that can be sustained is when there is an intercessor. God looks for intercessors. And an intercessor, being an intercessor is a very high calling. Many of us, we think we are ministers when we get to the pulpit. And we pick a mic, that's when we are ministers. We are even at crossroads with our pastors because they don't give us opportunity to preach. But the highest calling is the calling of an intercessor. We have downgraded that office, and we think intercessors should be idle people, should be people who are already, stuck in life. They have nothing to do, then they are enrolled into intercessors. And many times we leave it to women, because for them they are very passionate, they are very emotional about issues, they are very concerned. And when you go to intercession groups, you never find young men there. You never find energetic people in there. You find old ladies. Many times they are widows, they are single mothers because of the hassles they go through. And that makes them to go. And yes, this is the highest office, the office of an intercessor. God looked and wondered that there was no intercessor. When there are no intercessors, evil is rampant. Look at the situation of your church. Okay? You seem to have life, it is like a social meeting where you go meet friends and enjoy yourself, do a bit of music and whatever. But people go through a lot beyond just music. People are struggling. And you say, but what does it concern me? When you become an intercessor, you become a partner with God. And when God partners with you, you don't remain the same person. When you are in partnership with somebody big, you become big. So God is looking for partners who are intercessors. Okay? So when he sees no intercessor, when there is evil, when there is any situation unpleasing, he wonders. But he will always have a way. Can we not cause God, should we not cause God to wonder? And we say, Lord, you are looking for an intercessor. I am here. Intercession is the highest office. It's bigger than a pastor. It is bigger than an evangelist. It's bigger than, because it is in intercession where things are done. It is in intercession where heaven is invited to get involved in the affairs of man. Can we enroll ourselves into the office of an intercessor? God bless you. We begin from there tomorrow.
Eyo yebadde Pursuers Moment ng'ekutusiddwako essomero lya Pursuers Junior School erisangibwa mu Butambala ku kkubo lya Mpigi Gombe. Kati wulira enkizo eriwo singa otwala omwana wo ku Pursuers Junior School. Interviews za bwereere. Essomero liyimiridde ku musingi ogutya Katonda ate ng'omwana agonjulwa abakugu. Tutumbula ebitone eby'enjawulo mu mwana. Tulina amazzi amayonjo ku ssomero ate ng'omwana wasomera ne weyeebaka abanga mukungu. Endya y'abayizi nnungi byansusso anti emmere tugirimira nga ne faamu y'ente weeri ku ssomero. Tulina emmotoka ezitambuza abaana. Pursuers Junior School e Butambala tusomesa abaana okuva mu baby class okutuuka ku kibiina ekyomusanvu. Mudene boarding okumanya ebisingawo 0772 41 98 4 ne 0702 36 41 64. Pursuers Junior School Butambala, in pursuit of knowledge.